Hello everyone, and today we're going to be covering section 1213 number 2. Now what makes this different than what we saw before is these are going to be all SAT style questions. So let's get started and be ready to go. Alright, so let's do a quick overview. The PSAT will be on Wednesday, October 14th. Okay, we're going to see a lot of algebra. Some of the problems are going to be worded differently, and that's a huge thing, folks, that these types of algebra problems are not as simple as you see in the book. They like to play mind games with you with using a lot of words. So again, be careful with what you read and how you read it. Other problems are you are not explicitly told what to do to the answer. You must figure out how that applies to your previous knowledge in hand. And one part of the PSAT lets you use a calculator, other part does not. So you have to be able to use a calculator and not use a calculator. Alright, so let's dive into this. Okay, so again, a question like this, for instance. Which of the following is equivalent to the sum of the expression of a squared minus 1 and a plus 1? In English, okay, so I'm looking for the math words. Which of the following is equivalent to or equal to, okay, the sum? That means we're going to add something together here. The expression a squared minus 1 and a plus 1. Now, in English, what that really says is you're going to take a squared minus 1 and we're going to add to that, so plus, and then we're going to have the a plus 1. All right? So out of all that humongous sentence, all that really says is you should add these two pieces together. All right, so now let's combine this. So let's look. A squared. Are there any other a squareds? No. So a squared all by itself. So sad. A's. Are there any other a's? No, there's not. So plus a. And then we have the constants. So we have a negative 1 and a positive 1, which cancel. So here's your answer. So there it is. There it is. A squared plus a is the equivalent sum of those two expressions. All right, so let's move on. All right, if n equals 7, what is 2m times 16 minus 6n in terms of m? All right, so what they're doing here, they're just trying to mess with you a little bit with m's and n's because they look similar. So we know what n is, so let's put that in for n and solve for what the other piece is. So 2m times 16 minus 6 times 7. Okay. So now we're going to do our work inside the parenthesis. We're going to do this first. So 2m times 16, and 6 times 7 is 42. Now at this point, I got to still do the work inside of here. So 2m times 16 minus 42 is negative 26. And now we distribute the 2m into the negative 26 and get negative 52m. Boom. Option A. And there's that one. All right, next one. If 2x plus 3 is 9, what is the value of 4x minus 3? This one is a two-part problem, folks. Okay, we're going to solve for x with the 2x plus 3 is equal to 9. Then after you're done, we're going to take the value of x that we found, whatever we find over here, and we're going to put that answer in. So again, what we're going to do is we are going to solve this out first, get our x, and then substitute it into this and solve that again. All right, so here we go. Let's get this moving. So I'm going to solve. I'm going to start by minusing the 3. 2x is equal to 6. Divide by 2's. x is now equal to 3. Wonderful, I know what x is. But that's not what we're looking for. But notice how they have 3 as an answer because they're trying to fool you. They want you to say, well, I see 3, I got 3, so that should be my answer. It's not. They want you to take that x value and now put it into this nightmare. Okay, so everywhere I see x, okay, I'm now going to change that to 3. So it'd be 4 times 3 minus 3, or 12 minus 3, which is 9. So again, with SAT type questions, you have to be careful and make sure you answer what they were looking for. Okay, just because you got the x is 3 and it was there does not mean it's always the answer they're looking for, so be careful. Alright, this next one, I gotta shrink this down so I can see it. Thank you. Alright, it says, if a certain number is doubled and the result is increased by 7, the number obtained is 19. What results when you take half of the original number? Alright, again, a lot of garbage going on here with this one, a lot of words. So let's take this slow. A certain number. Now I don't know what that is, so that's going to become x. And we're going to take that certain number and we're going to double it. Now be careful, doubling does not mean x squared. It is 2 times a number, so it is 2x. If a certain number is doubled, so 2x, and that result is increased by 7, increased by is adding, we're going to increase that by 7. The number obtained, so that's a fancy way of saying equals, and 19 is 19. That's wonderful. We have the equation. But again, we have this whole other sentence here. Okay? This whole other sentence. Oops. Okay, so it says here, what is the result when you take half of the original number? So that's the answer they're going to want from us. And half the original number, well, that's going to be 1/2 of x. That's going to be the second part. So again, just like we did before, we're going to solve this, get our value of x. Then we're going to move it up here. We're going to put that in for this x over here and solve it out. And that's going to be the answer we're going to be looking for. Okay, so let's get started. So first off, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to minus the 7. So 2x is equal to, say, 12. Okay. Now I'm going to divide that by 2. So x is equal to 6. That's wonderful. Now notice 6 is one of my answers. I got 6. But again, remember, that's not what this question is asking. The question asks, what is the result when you take half of that? So we got to take this answer and put it into the half of x equation. Okay, so we're going to substitute. So 1/2 times 6, which we all know half of 6 is 3. So the original number obtained is 3. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of this video. Hope you learned a lot, and we'll see you next time.